Okay, so this next video we're going to go over the buttons in the order screen. And as I went over the T-sheet in the last video, we're going to go into the play side of Total eGolf of the POS system so we can manipulate it without doing anything in the live system. Once again, when you click on the icon, it'll bring you to the user login where you would then enter your 4-digit number. Once we enter into the POS, we're going to be on the T-sheet, and we're going to click this order screen button right here and get into the order screen. Once in the order screen, you can see on the top here, similar to the T-sheet, we have our customer lookup and hyperlinks to get into those customer contacts, which I will go into in much more detail in a later video. Moving across the top here, we have a quick pick button. This quick pick button brings you into your item menu selection, and you can see we have all of our items within the POS system color coded. We can click on them, for instance, accessories, and it just drills it down into further categories, grips, and there are all our grips. We can click one of these, it'll add it to our items that we're going to ring in. We can go back and forth throughout this menu section grabbing different items. So that is one way to add items to your sale, is this quick pick button. Next we have cash equivalents. These are how we issue credits or golf shop credits to contacts or customers. This More button, we have some event payment information, account payment, so AR payment. When we click account, we'd obviously have to have a customer in here, but this is how you're going to make payments to accounts. Gift cards, when we click the gift card button, this works as looking up gift card amounts. So at this time you could enter in a gift card number here manually or swipe the card at this time, and you would see the remaining balance populate there. You can also type in the number, and that balance will populate. And then also we can issue gift card amounts here, so we could swipe a new card, add the value we want, and process that transaction. Packages, so if you have any package deals at your golf course, for instance, back nine and breakfast, or anything where a greens fee is packaged with a non-green fee or cart fee item, this is where you're going to find those packages and apply them to that customer. Tee time, this button works moving back and forth from our tee sheet to the order screen. So that'll just take you straight back to the tee sheet, similar to this cancel transaction. So if I were to hit cancel transaction, it's going to move me back to this tee sheet with a fresh start. So back to the order screen. We have promo. This is the same as cash equivalent, just on a promotional side. So these are how you issue promotional cash equivalents or credits. Printer setup takes you to the same button as on the tee sheet. You'll see all your printer setup in here, a kick drawer button. Coupons, if your course is using coupons in the Total eGolf system, this is where you can look them up or apply them to a sale. And then obviously the hold button, if you have a customer in here and they're starting to ring up and you have multiple items that you're selling them, and you don't want, let's say they walk out for a minute and they're going to come back, you can put this transaction on hold and then come back to it at a future time. And then the pay button, that's going to take us to our tender screen. When we click pay, it'll take us all the way through to that tender screen, and I need to throw an item in here so we can get there. We'll always see this prompt here if we don't have a customer in this area. You have not selected a valid contact. Are you sure you want to continue? No. We want to track as much customer information as we can, so when you see that prompt, make sure you get the customer name and throw it up in this area here. So for instance, Blake Berry, we'll throw him in there, hit pay if he was purchasing this item for $3, and it brings us to our pay screen. I'll just touch on this area really quick here. This is the checkout or tender screen. In here, we really only have a few options here, which is to pick the tender we want. So cash, credit card, currently don't accept debit, so that button will not be used. On account, gift card, checks, events, old gift certificates from our old POS systems. We have some user defined, so old rain checks, old event deposits, and these are golf shop credits or certificates, cash EQs. So if this customer was paying cash, we could select cash, hit submit, and you'll see the transaction is not yet over. It brings down the tender type down in the bottom. We would have to hit done to complete this transaction. So if you accidentally tendered it to cash prior to hitting done, and the customer said, well, I'd like to pay with a check, not cash, this transaction's not over. So you can select that tender type. When you select it down here or click on it, you'll see this void button comes up. It's not voiding the transaction, it's just voiding that tender type. Once I click void, you'll see I'm back to where I started. I could click check and start over, hit submit, and there we are, check down in the tender type. So until you hit done, that's when the transaction is finalized in the receipt process. So I'm going to void out this check to show you one more thing here. If you have split tender types, we can select cash here, and let's say 3 customers want to split the entire sale. And they all want to pay a third each. So we could hit $1 here, hit submit. Next customer wants to pay with his portion with check. We could put $1 in there, hit submit. Next customer, wants to pay with on his account. We could hit account. We don't have a customer in there at this point that has an account, but the final customer wants to pay cash. I can hit cash, and there you are. You have all 3 tender types down here. And that sale is split into those 3 tender types. We once again can click on these tender types if we want to change them, void any of them out. Once you see now paying at 0, I can hit done. Rubber receipt's going to print, and that transaction is final. We can go back into the order screen. So a few more buttons over here on the lookup item button. This works the same as this quick pick, just another way to look up items. Click in here, you can see all our items. We can search by ID, description, unit of measure, category, subcategory, or we can click into these boxes on the top and search. For instance, if we were to type in balls here and hit enter, anything with the word ball in it is going to populate here. So obviously we have some merchandise balls, range balls. So you can search by each item here. This is just another way to look up items. And in this item ID, I can type in specific numbers. So 1915 is related to range balls, employee large. Just another way to look up your items. Quantity up or down, what these buttons do. So if I have an item in here in an energy drink, let's say, and a customer wants to or grabs 3 of them, when it's highlighted, if I click quantity up, you'll see it's just adding quantity or taking away quantity from specific items. If you have multiple items in here, you could just highlight the one you want and increase the quantities. Remove item, same holds true there. You can click an item, hit remove. Are you sure you want to remove this item? Yes. And that disappears. Discount. We can highlight an item, go into the discount screen. If we have a 15% off sale today, enter it there and it'll discount. you can type directly into the discount area here or the price area here to edit prices or quantities. So these are just quick keys to do the same thing as typing into these areas here. If I get 20% off 3 of these, you'll see it discounts directly from the sales information as well. Moving across, these are how you split items or group items together. So if I had a bunch of the same item in here lined up, I could hit group all and you'll see it grabbed all those 3 items and just grouped them together. So these are just splitting up items and grouping items that are similar. Over here we have our subtotal, how much we've discounted, tax, and then a final total here. And then on the bottom we have a current date and time, and then another very important area, which is the quick pick area. You have to design this area. I do suggest letting your frontline staff design it. What you want to put down here is obviously your most popular items. So instead of having to click quick pick, go in searching through all these menu selections, or clicking lookup item and having to search through all your items at once, we can design this area for quick picks. So your most popular items, so when the customer is in the check-in process, this is going to really speed it up. When it comes to range balls or stuff around your counter, such as accessories or sleeves of balls. So you can get a lot of items down here. So how we design this is this design QP button right here. We're going to click that, and you'll see a snapshot of what we see down here came up. We can enlarge this. Over on the left here, you'll see this scroll. These are all our items within the POS system. And what we can do is we can find the ones we like, drag them over, and these items here will now be in the QP. So we can add them to the QP here, wherever we'd like. So I'll pull a few items in here. Once you have the items where you'd like them, we're just going to hit save and close down the QP, and you'll see they're live in your quick pick area. So you can go back in there at any time. If you obviously hit the reset button or the clear button, it's going to clear everything out as fresh slate. If you hit auto generate, it's just going to populate it by the order you see over here. It's going to put every single item over here on the left, over on the right. So I suggest just pulling in the items you like, building this up, and it really serves as a great feature in the check-in process and speeds it up. Instead of having to, like I said earlier, search through the quick pick or the lookup item areas, we can just click these quick pick in the QP and speed up the process. So that's the buttons in the order screen.